Well, anyway, being that states' rights mean nothing now.
Nothing.
I know this is right in your wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to allow you to get into this subject.
All right. Well, I mean, it's no secret what happened. You know, the Supreme Court illegally, as far as I'm concerned, illegally made a law.
I agree. They ruled from the bench.
They ruled for which they're not allowed to do.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, it violates all kinds of shit. but their job is not to make laws.
Their job is to interpret the laws.
So there was not a law on the book that said that gay marriage was a thing, a federal thing. There was not a law on the book. And I don't believe, was there?
No, not at all.
You know, I know that it's been proposed and whatever, but it's always been a states' rights issue, as it should be, because social issues should not be regulated on the federal level.
I agree.
No social issue. You know, that being said, I'm for it. I don't know where you stand on it, or, you know, if you're against or for or whatever. I could give a fuck.
Well, for me, it's not the issue.
Yeah, the same here.
The problem I have with it is exactly what we just started with. Mm-hmm. This is a states' rights issue, and the Supreme Court just ruled from the bench. They did not interpret the law. They created a law, which is not the purpose of the Supreme Court.
Right, exactly. That's not what they're supposed to do. And I want to, you know, people are a lot of people, at least attacking me for saying that. The answer's been, well, the solution was just.
No.
What happened was just, so that makes it okay that they broke the law to do it. And I always answer back one way. I'll give another example. Let's just turn the clock forward, since another big issue in the last year is that everybody wants this minimum wage raised. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that my state, the glorious state of Ohio, the governor comes out tomorrow and the Congress and the Senate pass a new bill that says in the state of Ohio, minimum wage is going to be $25 an hour. Okay? You're going to have people celebrating all over the place, right? Because they're going to be making $25 an hour, right?
Of course.
Now, the Supreme Court comes into play and says, no, the minimum wage is going to stay $7.25. Now people can understand the problem because it's something that would affect them.
Right. Gay
rights doesn't affect but the tiniest of a minority. 4%, was it 3% or something?
4% according to the latest Pew Research poll. 4%. That means 4 people out of 100.
Yeah, 4 out of 100 are affected by this. You know, so again, whoever you want to suck their cock, go ahead. You want to be a chick and eat pussy? Go for it. Enjoy it. I hope it tastes good. Hope it tastes better than some I've eaten lately. I mean, shit, let's just be real here. Do whatever it is you want to do. And to be honest, you know, the big argument that people are having is, well, it wasn't fair and people didn't have fair rights and benefits. So again, it's about a handout. It's about benefits. Now, let's be fair about the benefits.
Well, it's not benefits. Let's really call it what it is. Entitlements.
Now, there are some benefits that gay people do not have. And I had to learn about it by asking. I asked a friend of mine who's gay to explain it to me yesterday. And outside of all his other friends attacking me for being too stupid to get it.
Right.
You know, it was explained to me.
And did you just go on an outburst on that? I'm not a fag. What do you want from me?
That's about what I said, too.
All right. Well, I get it.
That's pretty much about what I said was, I have never lived in that situation. I'm not surrounded by it. Where I live, there's not fags.
I've never sucked a dick.
Yeah, never had a cock in my mouth. Never fucking spread my ass cheeks wider than a shit would take it.
Right.
So I don't know much about gayness. I don't know much about homosexuality. I don't know anything about the benefits that you're being deprived of. Like, and I'll be honest, I was honest. I didn't realize that if you were a gay couple and you got married in one of the states where it was legal,
Nevada or something.
Yeah, and then you came back to your state,
it's not recognized.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because it's not a law in that state.
But I thought that a marriage was a federal thing, which is what I thought was the thing.
You don't get a federal marriage license. You get a state's marriage license.
Well, not anymore, apparently.
Well, now, but prior to that.
Yeah, right. No, you're right. I honestly had never thought about it.
But I'm
not trying to say why.
But the same thing, even way back, 50, 60 years ago, where people would go to Reno,
right,
and get divorced.
Right.
You could get divorced in Reno. Mm-hmm. There were other states, around the country, you couldn't get divorced, or it was a long, drawn-out process.
Right.
But if you went to a different state, they could grant you a divorce, like right on the spot.
Right.
So this is nothing new.
No, it's not.
So go ahead. All
right. So I asked and I got some information, and certainly I do agree with the whole benefits thing. I was not fully aware that if you had a full power of attorney, that you could still be overridden in times of medical crisis by like a parent, which seems crazy to me. It seems like if you gave somebody a full power of attorney and then some parent walks in that you haven't seen in 10 years, that they shouldn't have a say.
Well, that's actual next of kin.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be the way that is.
All right. Well, I agree.
If you live together, if you live together, then so be it, then, and you take the legal steps to give that person legal authority.
Right.
That should override your personal desire, should override next of kin.
Right. But this should not boil down to a gay marriage situation. This should just be a stipulation in the law.
Well, that's what I think too.
Whether it's your neighbor or whether it's somebody you live with or somebody that you're intimately involved with or whatever the case may be, if you sign over power of attorney to somebody over your affairs, regardless of your relationship with them, whether you're married to them or just a friend or whatever the case may be, that should be what stands.
Right. No, I agree. And since it wasn't that way, I could be fine with the gay marriage thing. Since there's a tax break, filing joint versus filing single, I get all that too. My problem is, again, states' rights.
I agree with that.
The first part of my problem is it's a state's right. My second problem with this is, take all the law and all that stuff out. Why does it have to go that way? Why can't the government go the way that benefits everybody? They choose to benefit the 4% instead of benefiting everybody. How about if you just say that everybody is now an individual as far as the law? Why do you have to get anything? Why do you gain anything at all from making a decision to be married to somebody? Why is that? Why should that give you money? Do you know why?
Well, I would imagine that there's some kind of a political reason behind it, be it votes or whatnot.
Well, I did a little bit of research to figure out why it was given, why there was tax credit given in the first place.
Okay.
Which nobody's talking about.
Sure.
But it was given for the fucking benefit of having kids.
Right.
Which is not happening with a gay couple.
Unless you do adoption.
Adopting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in that case, fine.
Sure.
But how about if we just get rid of that altogether?
Right.
Let's just get rid of the tax break.
Yeah, because then there would be no financial incentive.
Yeah, for anybody. And there'd be no political gain to get, which is why this was jammed through this far right before the fucking hot button election season starts.
Exactly.
This was about votes. Anybody that tells you love wins is a fucking asshole. Love didn't win shit. Know who won? Fucking Hillary.
Of course.
That's who won because she just added 3 to 4% of the vote. That's what just fucking happened, people. You're not going to see that. Two sides won. Hillary and the fucking divorce attorneys. Because they're going to make a killing. All the fucking fast marriages that are going to happen in the next 3 months.
They're going to fall apart.
They're going to fall.
Yeah. 50% or more were going to fall apart, and then all of a sudden it's going to become a legal thing.
Yeah, of course. And, I brought up this point yesterday. There's positives to this thing, too. There are definite positives.
Well, every time you say something like that, and I know I've brought this up on the show many times about, my childhood hero, Evel Knievel.
Right.
One of the things that he's always said and that stuck with me to this day is in every adversity, there's an equivalency to benefit if you just look for it.
Sure. Well, there's positive to it. We being straight men just got a huge bonus in court, in divorce court, because now the court system is not going to be able to just blindly rule against the guy.
Right.
As they have forever. Forever and a day, it has been laid into law that the dude loses 50%, and if he was the one that cheated, then you're losing more. And then you're not going to get to see your kids. And then because the kids need a mother and blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? Now that you got gay guys getting divorced, now you just created a civil rights issue for me as a guy. If I was to get married again and divorced and they tried to give her anything extra, I'd be filing a civil rights suit.
Of course, because you're just like, well, this isn't equal rights because you got two dudes over here. Which dude are you siding with over here?
Yeah.
And why can't I be the dude on the winning side?
Mm-hmm. So it's going to change how divorce is played out in divorce court.
Of course it is.
And I think it's going to play very well for heterosexual dudes.
Yeah, because you got dude against dude in that situation, and in a guy-gal situation,
right,
as it's supposed to be, racist, bigot. It's just like, why are you siding against me?
Yeah. No, dude, I agree. And am I wrong in thinking that we really should not be having political discussion of any sort that is based on who we fuck? That's what I keep coming back to in my own head, like you saw the picture of the White House all gayed up, didn't you?
Right. So they had to put the rainbow color lights on the White House. Well, that was just such a disgrace. That's
a fucking embarrassment. It's fucking it's this president,
because that doesn't represent everyone.
No, it represents 4% of the fucking people.
Exactly. The White House is supposed to represent everyone, and to gay it up with the rainbow stripes. Yeah, that alienates 96% of the people in this world, or in this country, rather.
Yeah, I mean it's just ridiculous. And the truth though is that all this gay marriage stuff is where you stick your dick.
Right.
That's it. Because if you think about it, nobody has a complaint about if two dudes are hanging out, going to baseball games, going to concerts, fucking sharing an apartment. Sharing the bills, everything. The only thing that makes this an issue is if they stick their dick in each other at the end of the day. So that's literally how fucking far we've gone as a country, to where we are fucking driven by where your cock lays.
Right.
It's fucking disgusting, man. And the whole situation is bad. Gay people want to be married. I'm all for it. Do it the right way. Don't fucking change the law because you can. Which, where is the fucking people saying not going to stand? Is there no way to appeal an unlawful passing of a Supreme Court ruling?
Well, I think it's just a matter of somebody gathering the argument against it. You know, because here's, you know, going back to 1972 or 1973 on the Roe versus Wade.
Right.
That's been argued for the last 4 decades plus about the legalization of abortion.
Right.
There have been oppositions to that. Well, there will be oppositions and argument against this law. Okay. There will be. There will be challenges against it. Mm-hmm. Just because it came out this week, this is all the rage because this is what we're hearing about. But within the next 6 months to a year, and being that, you know, next year is a presidential election, right? It's going to be even more prominent in the news and in politics that somebody's going to raise a challenge against this. And again, for me personally, and we've discussed this before on the show, and you and I are on the same page where this is concerned. This is not about gay marriage for you and I. No. This is about subverting the law. It is. I don't give 2 shits about gay marriage one way or the other. Again, people have been living together as gay couples for decades, centuries. Sure. It's not affected me. But the fact that this Supreme Court subverted the law and took away states' rights, that's where I have a concern. Yeah. It's not because of gay marriage. It's because what's next on the slate? What else are you going to take away from the states' rights? Well, it was the barometer. That's what it was. It was the toe in the water. Well, the thing is what I'm concerned about is, when does this affect gun rights? When is this going to affect voting rights? When is this going to affect, you know, all these other things that, well, we took that away. Well, you can't say that. Oh, well, you can't have an internet radio show that talks about this. Mm-hmm. You know, we're taking that away too. Oh, we took away the Confederate flag. You can't have that either. We're taking, you know, and I know those are far out subjects, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. Well, this administration has spent 8 years proving that they don't have to follow the law. And that's what I've learned in the last 8 years is whoever's in power, and I'm not saying you notice I'm not saying Democrats. I'm just saying whoever's in power has learned in the last 8 years that they don't have to follow the fucking rules of law on any level at all. You want to get a justice fucking put into the Supreme Court? You just wait till everybody's out of session and you fucking push them through in a closed session. You can't get your fucking Obamacare pushed through. Oh, well, we just now are going to change what equals a majority. Used to be 60, but today it's 51. So now you can get it through. You know, this fucking president, this fucking cocksucking piece of shit has fucking pissed on the fucking Constitution left and right every single day of his fucking 7 years. Every day of it so far. He's a disgusting embarrassment for it. And the worst part is the guys behind him, all these fucking, 15 goddamn candidates that are Republicans saying that they're going to fucking repeal this and that and blah, 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 blah. That's their platform. Not a goddamn one of them's going to do a fucking thing. Nope. Not a thing. Because they're seeing what Obama's doing and saying, yep, I'm going to take that power too. Sure. Every one of them. There's no reason for them to fucking... Why would you do it another way? If I was the next guy behind Obama, I would fucking steal everything too. I would make a bunch of fucking money. I'd make a bunch of fucking deals with the devil, and I would fucking cash in. Just like this fucking guy is doing. Well, I can't remember who I was talking to the other day, but they were mentioning that there's like 19 candidates or something looking for the, you know, Republican nomination. Right. And I'm like, you know what? This isn't about actually winning the nomination.
No.
All this is getting into the spotlight that, I was a presidential candidate.
Profile raising.
Yeah, and it's just like, now you can do speeches. Now you can be member of a board. Now you can be a consultant. Now you can be this. And all you're doing is just enriching yourself because you threw your hat in a ring. Yeah. And even if you were successful or not successful in succeeding, now you got some credibility because now you were a former presidential candidate.
Yeah. Sarah Palin.
Exactly.
Sarah Palin has made millions of dollars.
Exactly.
Off of her 4 months being the vice presidential nominee or whatever.
Right.
Not even nominee. What was she? Just candidate.
Yeah, she was just a candidate.
She was just a candidate. She just ran. She ran. She looked like a fool for 4 fucking months. She probably made $50 million out of it.
Easily.
And that's what all these guys are doing. That's why you got 19 fucking candidates.
Yeah. It's just like, well, I ran for president. Oh, well, we need you to come to our college and speak. Oh, yeah. Well, my fee is $250,000.
Yeah. Come work at Fox. We'll give you $1 million contract.
Oh, well, former presidential candidate Joe Blow. Oh, yeah. Well, you got a $2 million a year contract to be a commentator.
Yeah. Huckabee.
There's another guy.
That guy's making $5 million a year, I believe.
Easily.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that he's right, wrong, bad, good, whatever.
It's just that prestige allows you to be a moneymaker.
Mm-hmm. You know what's the most bothersome thing of all of this? How fucking dumb the people are.
Yeah, well, but they don't pay attention anymore, dude. Nobody pays attention anymore.
It's just stupid people. They're just so stupid.
They're not.
All this does every single time I see another one of these things go is makes me want to spend every extra dollar I have on fucking weaponry.
Right.
Because that's going to be the only solution. And I don't know if it's going to happen in my lifetime or not, but sure does seem like it's going that way. Doesn't it?
Well, it's all about prestige, power, money, and greed.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It doesn't matter what's beneficial for the populace.
No.
It's what's good for me.
Mm-hmm.
How can I cash in? Where's my golden ticket? What can I get out of this? What's in it for me?
Right.
I don't care what damage it causes. It's just as long as I get my... Look at Al Gore. Mm-hmm. This guy's made $1 billion off of this farce of global warming and climate change.
Right.
And people don't even realize that this is not about actual climate change. This is about taxation, and this is about a power grab.
Right.
This is about controlling of capitalists.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, well, you know what? You pollute the air, we're going to tax you.
Yeah.
Nobody gets that.
I know. Because it's boring to them. It's not as good as a fucking new season of Dexter. Honestly.
Well, nobody gets the fact that this is about eroding your freedoms.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gets that. It's just like, oh, well, we should feel guilty for polluting the environment. We should feel guilty for using gasoline, and we should feel guilty for driving our cars.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this isn't about that. What do you think wiped out the dinosaurs? What do you think, caused the Dust Bowls in Oklahoma?
Right.
It wasn't the industrial age then. It was climate change. Yes, climate change is real, but it's just a cycle. It happens, regardless if we want it to or not. It's not the industrial age. Prior to the industrial age, what affected climate change? Nobody answers that question.
No, there's nothing. Because there is no answer. The answer is it's fucking fake. It just, the whole thing is just fucking ridiculous.
It is. It gets, and I don't want to make the show all about being upset and angry, but I hope, my only hope where the show is concerned, and I liked our caller from Michigan.
Yeah.
He discovered us 6 months ago, and even though he was looking for something that was quote unquote metal related,
Right.
He was able to latch on to what we say, and it's just like, man, I like the guys that think the way that I do.
Right.
And I appreciate that, believe me. But I hope our listeners and you know, I see who's in our chat room, and I know that there's thousands of others who listen every week. Mm-hmm. I would like to think that somehow, some way, that we somehow influence your thinking and make you look around you and see what's really going on and go, you know what? God damn it, those guys are right. I need to get a little more proactive in my life and in my society and my community, and, you know, not be a sheeple.
Yeah, well, I don't know that I want to influence anybody, but I'd like them to at least think.
That's my point. Influence them to think.
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
all I
ask.
That's all I ask. Just think. This is your life. This is your community. This is your world. This is your country.
Yeah, was.
You need to do something. If you don't vote, go vote. If you don't get active, get active. Mm-hmm. If you're not a good parent, become a good parent. If you have children,
right?
Do something, even if it's just a little effort. Just do something.
I know.
It's all I ask. Just one little thing. Just make one little positive change that would make a difference.
It's bad because most people just listen to that and they'll be like, that's too hard.
I know there's a lot of effort. It does take an effort. It takes an effort to change, but do something.
Right.
Something. One little thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I ask. I know it's a small thing to ask, but God damn it, if you're a fan of the show, and I appreciate that you are, just do something.
There you go.
For yourself. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for Chris. Just do it for yourself.
Wow. Look at you getting all serious.
I know, but it gets me riled up, and it's just like I feel helpless at times because I don't know what to do about it.
Well, there's nothing you can do about it. Dude, you know, I said that to somebody today. I posted half jokingly about how much I loved watching everything go crazy. You know, and I loved watching the stupid people. And of course I had somebody immediately be like, really, dude? How can you stand it? You got to take the time to educate them.
Well, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, it's like, I don't have to take the time. They don't listen. They're brain dead stupid. If you voted for this fucking cocksucker that's in there now twice, what am I going to teach you? You're not going to listen. And you're just going to tell me that I'm a racist anytime I bring up any fucking point.
Right.
Because you're trained like a fucking monkey.
Right.
So go eat your fucking bananas, and when fucking you get run over, you know, that's the only saving grace for any of it, is that all these fucking dumbass liberals, none of them have guns. So it's not like I got to worry about any of them fucking coming at me.
Right.
All I got to worry about is the military.
Sure.
Because those fucking libtard faggots, they certainly aren't armed.
Right.
They'll be the dead ones that you're jumping over in the street when you're trying to get away from the tanks.
Exactly. All right. Well, we've covered the serious stuff. We got an hour left, so
right.
I think we'll come back and we'll do something a little more lighthearted, a little more fun, and a little more funny.
All right.
And since you mentioned monkeys, I got a good monkey tale for you.
A monkey tale?
A monkey tale.
All right. Sounds good to me.
All right. So since we're talking about supremacy and being a king and being, a world leader, I think the best song I can play, we'll play one song and we'll come back because I got a couple of things I want to get into.
Okay.
Let's play some Blue Murder, Valley of the Kings.
Works for me.
So here's Blue Murder exclusively here
On your classic metal show.